The government is committed to delivering an immigration system which encourages and supports migrants to comply with our immigration rules. So I guess we're going to have to try and find out what happens when immigrants don't comply. This includes providing assistance to those who leave the UK voluntarily, where they do not have the right to be here. What happens to the people that are going to put up a fight to stay here?
Successive British governments have created what's become known as the hostile environment, effectively blurring the lines between migrants and refugees and asylum seekers. It led to wrongful deportations of people from the Caribbean. It also caused people trying to stop asylum seekers from being deported being charged with a criminal offence with a maximum life sentence.
Deportations, no borders, no nations. Stop deportations, no borders. And deportations.
A few months ago, I had a phone call, and it was from a man being taken to the airport to be illegally deported. And I could hear terror in his voice, because he was going to be removed from this country and taken to a country where his father and his brother had both been killed. Solomon, thank God, was returned here, and he's with us now. He was removed on a Sunday afternoon. It was done at that time deliberately so that he couldn't contact his lawyer. There's a subversion of the law in that activity, and what the protesters were doing was to seek to uphold justice, to seek to uphold decency. For those reasons, we stand with Laura and her friends.
Any decision to detain or maintain detention of an individual requires that there should be a realistic prospect of the person's removal from the UK within a reasonable amount of time. We've read up that people have been detained for what?
Between like 6 months and 3 years, which is insane.
Yeah.
I was detained for 3 years in Yanshoot. It was very hard. In the beginning, I didn't know what to expect. I had started make friends with girls. I said, guys, we need to do something. We need to stand together, united, and we need to talk open out, because there was so much fear of deportation. Nobody wants to talk. Everybody is silent, emotional, is victims of tortures, mentally ill detainees, abuse victims, trafficking as well. I have been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder once I've been in detention. We don't have 24-hour medical help. These officers are not professional people who can help us. They will just say, take paracetamol, or give me sleeping tablet. I get four tickets to be deported. Oh my goodness, I was so mad and crazy. I get every day so angry. I said, I'm gonna fight them. I didn't fear anymore. I knew the day would come, but I knew I had a purpose there. I had to do something. But it was terrible. There was time I get depressed, but I just had to stand up and do, especially when these protests come. So we get hopeful, because we know these people support us.
I'm not really sure what we were expecting to see when we arrived at Yarlswood. The demonstration was organised by a group called Movement for Justice. Former detainees gave speeches as part of MFJ to the women over the fence. The group told victims of trafficking and abuse to stop eating, stop sleeping, even soil themselves in order to avoid deportation.
In the plane, you can tear your clothes. You can even poo. Yes, you can wee-wee. Because it's a commercial flight, you have the chance to bring back, for them to bring you back.
Stop eating. Go on hunger strike. Refuse. Stop sleeping as well. Don't sleep too much. While you sleep, you will be taken away in the night.
And this might be effective, but When you think of how vulnerable the people inside are, it's unsettling. The head of MFJ attended the event. He seemed to mostly ignore the women inside, ranting instead about Brexit and Tommy Robinson.
Movement for Justice was the first organisation to say stop. First of all, to say that Brexit was racist. We mustn't say that publicly because it would undermine the Labour Party. Brexit, but we're not just going to be there saying stop Tommy Robinson. We have to be there saying stop Brexit.
I don't know what agenda, if any, MFJ had, but from speaking over the women on the phone to ending the demo by ignoring them entirely, it made me feel a bit hopeless for them. But then who else wants to help them?
I came here because I want to claim asylum regarding to the war happening in Sudan. So I came to find peace.
The path that they come through is generally through Libya, Belgium, France, in which they would probably get a boat, have to walk, live homeless. Of some of the individuals who have shared their experiences say that in Libya they've actually been enslaved for a period of time.
Going back 1.5 years ago now, it was a simple chat in the car with one of the lads who asked me to find a football team for them. But in the meantime, there was at least 20 others that wanted to be in a football club as well, so I thought the easiest thing is to do is put together a football team.
Everybody knows, no matter where they come from, about football. A lot of the refugees and asylum seekers you'll see later have played football at some of them at a really decent level in their own countries before they've come here.
We really focus on communication, so most of them, their native language won't be English. Some of them are studying through colleges about English, but we'll try and use that opportunity to enhance. So we will always encourage that any communication that's happening on the pitch is actually through English.
First thing about playing football, that we all here together as brothers from different backgrounds, different culture. But like when we come here, we're all happy, we're all friends.
In numbers it's grown to about 50 odd now, but in confidence wise they've grown massively. When they first came here they was very quiet and very in with themselves, if you will. They wasn't really involved in a lot of community up to that point that I was aware of. It's grown amazingly this last 12 months. It's just absolutely amazing to see them week in, week out.
My plan for future to study, finish my education. Right now I'm doing my degree at Caitlin College, doing engineering course. So yeah, I'm planning to be an engineer.
I've got enough cheer, but I see tears. I was funny last year. I tell myself every 1st of January.